Welcome back to the series of lectures in microprocessor and microcontroller. Myself Rajakishore, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, Mary Lakshman Reddy Institute of Technology and Management. In our last videos, we were seeing the various topics of 8086 like architecture, pin configuration, modes of operation, instruction set. And in this video, we are going to be see a small topics like procedures and macros and how to write a first program using Microsoft Assembler, or simply call it as a MASM. So when we call about the procedure and macros, so what is the nothing but a procedure and macros. So when we need to use a group of instructions several times throughout a program, are the two ways we can avoid to write the group of instructions each and every time when we want to be used. For example, if I want to calculate average of 6 subjects of 100 students, so it is not required to be find a addition of all the 6 subjects each and every student. So if I write a separate program called a subroutine program or a sub program where that particular program can do only addition of 6 subjects, and when I complete that addition, it will come back to the main program and find an average and stores the result again whenever. So which means that here I can avoid writing an addition program number of times in the same location. I am using a separate program. So such type of things is called as, which means that a group of instructions can be write separate program. So the methods called as a procedures and macros. So the one way of writing a group of instruction as a separate is called as a procedure. Another way we can call it as a macro also. Let's see what is the difference between procedure and a macros. Okay, so procedures is a group of instructions stored as a separate program in the memory, and it is called from the main program whenever required using a call instructions. So for calling a procedure, we have to be store them return address, that is next instruction of address 5 followed by the call on the stack. Okay, so at the end of the procedure, a return instruction will be there. So the processor understood that I need to be returned back to my main program, return to the executor to the next instruction in the main program by retrieving the address from the top of the stack. So the mission codes for the procedure instructions put only once in a memory. Okay, the procedures can define anywhere in the program using assembly directives called as a proc and nproc. So which means that I can write a separate program, and by using a call instruction I can call that particular program. To understand that is a subroutine program, I need to be use the command or the assembler directive called proc. So it is the starting assembler directive where the controller or executor processor can understand if the procedure is started. At end of that procedure, I need to be write np, which is nothing but it understood end of the procedure. So these are the two assembler directives which we'll use to call a procedure or initialize the procedure. So if you take an example, so this is a format of an, so this is a main program. I'm calling a procedure by the some name so that it will comes to the procedure proc. This is nothing but initialization of that procedure. So it executes that current program here. Okay, so if you see here, so it is executed your program here, and at the end it will find return, which means that the procedure has finished. Okay, so processor retrieve the next address of this program from the stack, and end of the piece means that this particular instruction tells that your procedure is ended and it will come back to the next return address in the stack. So the syntax of this procedure, name of the proc, you can write any name as usual and write your program, and return address and end of procedures will tells the particular procedure is ended. So what is macro? So macro is a group of respective instructions in a program which are quantified only once and can be used many times when as necessary. Okay, so a macro can define anywhere in the program using a directive called as a macro and m. So each time we can call the macro in a program, the assembler will insert a defined group of instructions in the place of call. So the assembler generates a mission code for the group of instructions each time the macro is called. And using macros avoid the overhead time involved in calling and returning from the procedure. So what is the difference? We can say that what you understood by the macro. Macro is nothing but a group of or a set of program lines used in the same program, and that will be called n number of times in the main program itself. But as compared to the procedure, I am writing these set of instructions as a separate program, but it is not so in case of macro. Macro is nothing but I am writing a set of instructions within the same main program, and whenever I require to use that particular macros, I'll call macros in the same main program. So because of that, I can avoid the call wait time required to the call the function and execute return address. These procedures can be able to avoid. So they have their own advantages and drawbacks also. So let's see the difference between procedures and macros. So procedure can access by using a call and return instruction during a program. So macro can given using a defined in the during the main program itself. So in case of the procedures, mission code for instruction only put in the memory once, whereas in case of macros, mission code generated instruction each time when macro is called. In case of the procedure, parameters are passed to the registers, memory locations on the stack anywhere. But in case if you come for the macros, parameters passed as a part of a statement while calling the macros, whereas procedures using a stack, macros not using a stack. Procedures can define anywhere in the program using the directives proc and np. Similar manner, macros can also be called using a directives called macro and m. So procedure takes huge memory for calling each time of call instructions, but in case of macros increases the length of the code because it is inserting the required lines whenever I am calling these macros. So these are the few differences between the macros and procedures. So next we'll go for what is a MASM source file and what is a MASM, how to write, how to create an object file. So these things we are going to do. So when I'm talking about the assembler program, that is divided into the segments, as we know that. So a segment defined as one or each module, so containing an instructions, a data or an assembler directives. So each module is a separate file, which means that assembler translate these files into an objective file. Linker does several things. What is the things? Combining a multiple object files, resolves the related address, inserts the loader code, and create an executable code. So these are the parts assembler directives can able to do. So type of segments in assembler language, we can know that stack segment, which for the dynamic data storage, source file defines in size and must have exactly one. In case of a data, again using for the static data storage, source file defines the size, source file defines the content of and can have a 0 or more. Code file, so a mission instructions must have one or more code files in your writing a program in case of assembler directive. So stack and code files segments need to be initialized whenever you want to be write any program. But data is the mandatory, that depends upon a programmer want to be initialized or not. So using a MASM, okay, to get help, you can write after installing a MASM, c:\masm/h is a command which used to gives the help command. Okay. So can just invoke the MASM with no arguments, which means that just write c:\masm so that masm will start running. So if you give source file any file name .asm, then it will have an objective file, source listing files and cross reference files. So assembler ASM is nothing but assembler source file prepared by the programmer. As you write a program that need to be stored by the extension of ASM, that is called as an assembler source file. Then we need an objective file that is translated source file by an assembler. Then we have a listing file or a document translating process, how it will be done, and this CRF is a cross. So the only programmer is writing a program in ASM.asm, he will write. Other things will be taken care by our processor. Okay. So okay, using a masm assembler or linker. Okay, so another way to invoke assembler is nothing but start c:\masm hello, so that it will be initialize that particular file. This case masm to create hello.obj, hello.list and hello.crf files will be created. So you can initialize some other method also. What is that? c:\masm hello. Then this will create an objective file hello.obj. Next step, create an executable file using a linker like link.hello, so that this will be create your link file or executable file. So each module of containing a 4 type of statements, where guess one is executable instructions, masm assembler directives, masm macro instructions definitions, and masm micro instructions for calling. So executable instructions are nothing but my 8086 can fetch from the memory and execute, and assembler programming supplies a directive guide, those who translate the masm macros and definitions and other instructions. Okay, so 8086 type of classification is a data transfer instruction, that is a general instructions we have seen in our instruction set. Arithmetic logical instructions, those are maybe an integer type, a floating type, or a logical type, or a shifting type. These are the different methods I can go for arithmetic and logical operations. And control transfers are the branching instructions and interrupts and subroutine and jump. So these are the different control transfer instructions I can able to use in case of writing a program in 8086. So when I want to write a program, I need to know some assembler directives also, where these assembler directives are nothing but when I write an assembler directive, that particular the keyword or an English word will give some meaning to what the processor want to be performed. So such things assembler directives called. Assembler directives are the commands to the assembler that direct an assembly process. So they indicates how an operand is treated by an assembler and how assembler handles the program. They also direct the assembler how the program and data should arrange in the memory. So they compare two statements, compared with two statements. Okay, the instruction which they are translated to the mission code by an assembler, and the directive that direct the assembler during an assembly process for which no mission code is generated. So some of the assembler directives end is a end of the program. It tells that end of your program without label. Okay, proc is nothing but starting of your procedure as we seen in earlier. So it tells end pre, ending the procedure. So setting a page format, listing a file. Page title is a title of listing file. Dot code is a code segment initialization, data segment initialization, stack segment initialization. These are the few assembler directives. Some more. So defining a byte, defining a word. DD stands for double word, DQ stands for quad word, 10 bytes of the thing, equating the EQU value. So these are the sum. Suppose DB 10 duplicate, which means that I want to be defining a byte of 100 duplicates, which means that no initialization. I want to be create some 100 location memory locations to be stored 8 bit of a data. So db hello defining say 5 bytes. Okay, why hello 5? So db is a 8-bit byte of information, it will define hello 5 bytes. So main int equal to, so this will be equating mx max int which is equal to 32767, count equal to 10 into 20, so that it will calculate the value and it will be assigned to the count variable. These are the variables, user defined variables. So then assume is another, which means syntax is assume, which means that it will be tells that what type of segment register we are going to be used. We need to be assume code segment is CS, or data segment is DS or AS. I like this example. Assuming XCS is nothing but a code segment. So assuming CS code, DS is data, SS is nothing but stack. These are the nothing but an assume command is an assembler director. We have to be initializing our segment registers here. DB I already said, defining a byte. Okay, defining a word and defining a double word of a 16-bit of a data. Defining a quad word. So this is an example. Define QDO a quad word. Okay, 10 bytes. So 10 bytes of information, data 1 is taking a defined with a 10 byte of information is assigned to the data. End of the procedure, end of the assembler, end of the procedure. Okay, end of the segment register. So this is a procedure. Even assigned to the even memory address. Align the even directives, update the location content to the next even address. Example of even. Okay, procedure will start and end of the procedure and equate. So these are the some few assembler directives which we have seen. Okay. So now we'll see, while starting a write first program, let's recall once what is the instruction, how the instruction will be there, what is the content of the instruction. So instruction consists of a label, instruction and a command. So suppose start move AX comma BX, where start is your label, move AX is called as an operation field and BX is called as an opcode field. Okay. So that may be a 2-byte instructions that it will be convert your instruction into corresponding hexadecimal value by using the table register value data word, which is opcode of 6 byte, 1 bit of a data, length, width of the things, and what is a mode of operation, whether it is registered to the memory or memory to the, so such things can be calculated by this table. So when I come for my first program, first line I need to be write as an I need to be initialize my segment registers, that can be initialized by using assume is a direct to assembler direct to assume. Here in this program I want to be write two segment registers, code segment and data segment. So I have initialized CS is equal to code and DS is equal to data. Then I need to start my data segment by using a data segment assembler directive. So here this is nothing but starting your data segment. So after in bit I'll write it and I'm ending data segment. I'm starting my code segment and start, I'm ending my codes. So these are the common things which when I want to be initialized to data segment, these are the procedures. These are the things need to be initialized and end. Okay, so end my start, my program has been ended. So in between I'll write defining a word of 234 16-bit data to the number 1. And number 2 is nothing but I'm assigning 5432H is a number 2, I'm assigning to the number 2. So these are the two data which is assigned to the num1 and num2 in the program. And I'm starting my program. So move AX comma data, which is this command used to find out the original address of this data. This data stands for this data segment. This data segment somewhere in the memory. So using move AX comma data, the address location is moving to this AX. From the AX again that address location is assigned to the DS. So now that my data segment address is pointing out to exact location of my first number 1 is there. So because if you are not doing these things, which the data will be somewhere, and sometimes data segment may point out some other location which your data is not present. So you need to be make your data segment need to be start or locating or pointing to the starting address of your data where it starts. So for these two instructions are using. So whenever I am initializing data segment, these two instructions are mandatory. If I'm not initializing, then it is not required. If I'm initializing my data segment without these two statements, your program won't be complete. Then this move ah comma 4c is nothing but interrupting calling function, which is a bias interrupt which is used to call the interrupt to terminate my program, along with 21 and 4ch which is used to terminate your program so that your program going to be ended. Otherwise, instead of this, you can write one more command, int 03h. int 03h is also one type of an interrupt. Instead of the through, I can able to write. Then I am moving this, you know that instruction, moving a number 1 into ax, moving number 2 into bx. I am adding two numbers. So this is my program and my result will be in ax. So these are the procedure to write your program, depends upon logical. If I want to initialize data segment, I can initialize. If I don't want to initialize data segment, if I write without a data segment, for example, okay, for example, if you take I don't want to use my data segment, so that I can write here directly numbers 2 3 4 5 is moving into ax and 5 4 3 2 is moving to bx. That depends upon an addressing mode again. So direct addressing mode, so that these things are not required, you can execute this 4 lines. This is also not required, so that your code is going to be run. So that is your first program. Okay, then so this is one more program here I am giving to initialize the print the characters of a string hello, so that I am going to be initialize my segment registers again. I am using end the segment registers and starting the segment register, moving, finding an address here. So dot print hello. Okay, this is terminating the program. So printing a character, I want to be use this. This is a command, move ah comma dos print, where the dos print is nothing but your character size moving into 09, and 09 times it will be execute and it will be print the character h, then loop will be hello hello world, hello world will be printed. This is a one more program which tells the exec to how to use the segment register, because it is already I have explained in the previous. So same way this is the program going to be execute. So this is one more where I am going to in another way I am defining my segment register here. Okay, using a dot functions I am using. So with this we are completed our things, small topics of programming and other things. So up to now, please refer textbooks or any other website for the more information and study more. Happy reading. Thank you very much.